America, more than 130 million bracing for a heat wave right now as we head into the holiday week. Severe summer storms stretching from the Midwest to Northeast, bringing dangerous twisters, hail, and thunderstorms, killing 2 people. And now the heat wave on the way for the holiday.
The stunning moment as President Trump becomes the first sitting U.S. president to set foot in North Korea. The surprise sit-down with Kim Jong-un and the chaos outside. The new White House press secretary in a shoving match with North Korean security.
Also breaking overseas, riots erupting in Hong Kong. Protesters smashing into a government building.
Deadly plane crash, 10 people killed when this plane slams into a hangar. The investigation right now.
Dangerous dock collapse, 20 people plunging into the water when the boards beneath them cave in.
Bad blood boiling. Taylor Swift's all-out attack on one of the biggest names in music after the rights to her biggest songs are sold to Justin Bieber's manager, Scooter Braun, a man she's accused of incessant bullying.
And World Cup excitement reaching a fever pitch. Team USA gearing up for that big showdown with England. Now 2 of the team's biggest stars, Megan Rapinoe and Kelly O'Hara, are joining us only on GMA this morning.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
We're already talking about where we're going to watch the match tomorrow. Great to have you with us here. Whit and Cecilia here with us as well.
Excited to be here. Excited
definitely.
to hear your interview coming up with Megan Rapinoe and Kelly O'Hara. This, of course, is ahead of that big World Cup match.
Yeah, Megan.
Cannot wait.
Exactly. And she scored so many crucial goals for Team USA, including both of the goals in their last game against France. Can she do it again?
We will see. We'll talk about that later. But first, we're going to begin with the severe summer weather. Millions from the Midwest and the Northeast facing tornadoes and storms. And now another heat wave is on the way. Ginger starting us off with the latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Robin, thank you. June, the most prolific when it comes to severe storms, and it went out with a bang this weekend. More than 500 severe storm reports just in 2 days. You see the video here from Caneville, Illinois. That is debris flying in an obvious tornado. They'll do the damage survey today. Don't know how much of a damage survey you're going to have because this one stayed in a field in South Dakota, but boy, was that picturesque. So then you had the damaging winds in places where people live, like Mount Vernon, Iowa, winds gusting to nearly 80 miles per hour and flash flooding. Also part of this whole thing that made its way all the way to Massachusetts. So who has that today? Looks like anybody from eastern Colorado and Kansas up through Minneapolis and parts of Wisconsin. That's all along that jet stream that is now far enough north, even though so many folks waited to finally hit their 90 degrees and really feel like summer. Oh, it's going to feel like it. Look at some of those humidities plus heat. Tallahassee will feel like 107 by Friday, Cecilia.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for, right, Ginger? All right, thanks. Now to the latest on President Trump. He's back at the White House this morning after that historic meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. He is now the first sitting U.S. president ever to set foot in North Korean territory. Our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, is tracking the very latest from Washington. Martha, this was certainly a first, but the big question this morning, how much did they actually accomplish?
Exactly, Cecilia. It was indeed a first, a U.S. president walking into North Korean territory. But will it lead to denuclearization, which is what the U.S. says Kim promised more than a year ago?
It was an extraordinary visual as President Trump took the final steps north toward the line separating North and South Korea. A smiling Kim Jong-un walking briskly to meet him.
My friend.
Good to see you again.
The North Korean leader, one of the world's most brutal dictators, warmly greeting the U.S. president. Good to see you again, he said. I never expected to meet you at this place.
It's my honor. Would you like me to step across?
President Trump walking onto North Korean territory, the first time a sitting American president has ever stepped foot inside the reclusive state, and gave the dictator another handshake before the cameras. This just 32 hours after the president disclosed his suggested meeting with a tweet.
Oh, come on.
The hastily arranged meeting at times devolving into chaos, photographers scrambling to capture the moment.
Oh no, get out of the way.
As the two men walked back to the South Korean side of the border. In a rare move, the North Korean leader speaking directly to the American press. I believe, Kim said of Trump, this is an expression of his willingness to eliminate all of the unfortunate past and open a new future. President Trump was already setting the stage for a possible fourth meeting, even suggesting Kim come to Washington.
Oh, sorry. So we'd invite him right now. Let's go. Let's go to the White House.
As they walk toward the so-called House of Freedom, more chaos. Security guards blocking the U.S. press from entering.
U.S. poll!
The new White House press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, pushing to get images of the meeting onto American television and getting into a scuffle with a North Korean security guard. The president and Kim meeting behind closed doors for more than 40 minutes. North Korean media later recounting the meeting as amazing and historic. And while the president says he's in no hurry,
Speed is not the object. We want to see if we can do a really comprehensive good deal.
U.S. intelligence has concluded that Kim Jong-un is unlikely to give up his nuclear program. The president's Democratic rivals saying this meeting was nothing but a show.
I don't have a problem with him sitting down and negotiating with our adversaries. I just don't want it to be a photo opportunity. We need real diplomacy.
It's not as easy as just going and, bringing a hot dish over the fence to the dictator next door.
The White House says negotiating teams will now get to work on details in hopes they can move this forward. Whit?
We'll see if there's that fourth summit. Martha, thank you so much. Overseas now to those protests erupting in Hong Kong on the anniversary of Hong Kong's return to China. Thousands taking to the streets, some of them trying to smash their way into a government building there. ABC's James Longman has the latest. James, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Whit. Today, thousands are back on the streets of Hong Kong using metal poles. Some attempted to smash their way into government buildings with only umbrellas to defend themselves, clashing with riot police, pepper spray and batons beating them back. Now, this is the third major march against an extradition bill which would send those wanted by Beijing over to the mainland. It's already been suspended, but activists want it gone entirely, and they're calling for China-backed Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam to resign. These ongoing protests continue to be an embarrassment for the Chinese as the US seeks to redefine its trade relationship. And so far, Donald Trump has yet to voice explicit support for the movement. But given that today is also the 22nd anniversary of Britain's return of Hong Kong to Chinese rule, that's a symbolism not lost on the demonstrators. Many feel this is part of Beijing's long-time efforts at dismantling the freedoms the British system was meant to enshrine. Robin?
Quite a scene there, James. Thank you. Now to the investigation underway into that plane crash that killed 10 people, the deadliest in Texas in decades. The small plane crashing into an airport hangar just after takeoff, exploding into flames. Marcus Moore is there on the scene for us with the latest. Good morning, Marcus.
Robin, good morning. It's the start of a difficult day here in Addison. You can see that scorched hangar in the distance behind me. This plane was carrying 2 crew members and 8 passengers, and it had just taken off around 9 o'clock Sunday morning when something went wrong. This morning, new video of that horrific plane crash outside of Dallas.
Attention all aircraft on the tower. Everybody just stand by. We had a accident on the field.
10 people killed when their twin-engine plane heading to Florida crashed into an unoccupied hangar and burst into flames shortly after takeoff.
We've noted that the airplane was damaged by impact forces and a post-impact fire.
You can see thick black smoke filling the air. Firefighters quickly rushing to the scene to extinguish the blaze that engulfed the Beechcraft BE-350.
You could tell there was some burning chemicals or, gas or oil. It definitely looked black enough for it to be serious.
The outside and inside of the hangar charred, the roof torn off. Officials have not released the names of those on board.
Our family assistance team is here to assist local responders with the families.
This is the second twin-engine Beechcraft to crash this month. Less than 2 weeks ago, a different Beechcraft model crashed shortly after takeoff in Hawaii. That plane, too, bursting into flames. All 11 people on board were killed. An NTSB team is now on site in Texas investigating this crash. According to that agency's aviation accident database, this incident is now the deadliest plane crash in Texas in nearly 30 years. and we hope to learn more about the people who were on board this plane throughout the day today. And we have learned that it could take investigators 2 weeks to put together a preliminary report into what may have caused this tragic crash. Cecilia?
We are certainly thinking of them, Marcus. Thank you. We are now going to turn to the urgent manhunt for a Texas man convicted of murder who went on the run the night before a jury found him guilty. Officials say he cut off his ankle bracelet and vanished. Lindsay Davis joins us now with the latest on this search. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning to you, Cecilia. So many questions about this case. Not only where is Rene Carrillo, but why was he out on bond during his murder trial, and why was he able to cut off the very ankle bracelet intended to monitor his every move?
A manhunt this morning as U.S. Marshals try to track down this man, 25-year-old Rene Carrillo. Authorities say he appeared in a Texas court all week for his trial, but then disappeared Thursday before the last day, where he was convicted in his absence. Prosecutors later learned the night before his disappearance, he had cut off his ankle monitor, similar to this one, and that the company monitoring it was aware as of 11 p.m. the device was being tampered with, but the pursuit did not begin until the next day.
His ankle monitor had been cut off and disregarded on the side of the road in Terrell, Texas.
Even with Carrillo on the lam, jurors still convicted and sentenced him. Many are now questioning why he wasn't already in custody during his murder trial. According to the Dallas County DA's office, in this surveillance video from October 2017, you can see Carrillo outside of a strip club walking up to the Mercedes, shooting and killing the driver and wounding the woman in the passenger seat, allegedly stemming from an argument his friend had inside the club with the victim.
It took the jury only a matter of minutes to come back with a sentence of 99 years and a $10,000 fine. Authorities say if caught, Carrillo will begin his life sentence, and he now faces additional charges for fleeing and also skipping bail. But again, I have to imagine there are a lot of questions for that monitoring company that noticed, hey, he's tampering with his bracelet at 11 p.m. No one's notified until the next day, or so it seems.
And the bond as well.
Right. Why was he out from the beginning? Yeah.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. We want to turn now to a warning about E. coli after a child died and 3 others got sick. Authorities suspect a petting zoo and a San Diego County fair is to blame. ABC's Paula Ferris is here with that story. Paula, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. All 4 of those kids infected visited this particular petting zoo around the same time, but the young boy, just 2 years old, he suffered a rare complication from E. coli, his kidneys eventually shutting down.
This morning, an urgent investigation into a county fair after an E. coli outbreak infected 3 children and killed a young boy. 2-year-old Jedediah King Cabazuela attended the San Diego County Fairgrounds and Petting Zoo on June 15th. His family says 4 days later he got sick, was in and out of the hospital, and died after his kidneys failed on June 24th.
He was bundled up in a little ball. Can't even move, and he was hurting so much he almost couldn't cry.
Officials closed the zoo. Inspectors found E. coli inside the animal exhibit. E. coli is a bacteria that could lead to stomach cramps and fever that in severe cases could be life-threatening. This morning, they're still searching for its source.
Our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts go out to the family, and while we emphasize safety at the fair, we will continue to do so.
Jedediah's family says he washed his hands after interacting with the animals, but still he got sick. Health officials say there's a possibility that even more people may have come in contact with the bacteria.
Unfortunately, when you do have livestock or animals, there is a potential inherent risk.
A risk that for Jedediah's family ended in heartbreak.
And the CDC has issued several reminders to protect yourself from E. coli. First, wash with soap and water before and after contact with animals. Don't wipe your hands on your clothes. And when it comes to children, don't allow your children to put their fingers or an object in the animal's mouth. But that's easier said than done. It's a petting zoo. You buy the food to give to the animals. Do want to mention there is a GoFundMe page set up for this little boy's family, Jedediah King.
Should have used the help. Okay, Paula, thank you. Now to a frightening dock collapse in South Carolina. 20 people falling into a creek when the boards gave way. 3 of them sent to the hospital. Gio Benitez is at a dock here in New York with the story. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Robin, good morning to you. Yeah, the collapse happened on a wooden dock, a lot like this one. And you know what's really incredible, despite the scare, everyone survived. A picture-perfect evening gone horribly wrong.
We're getting
several calls for a sort of a dock that caved in.
40 people were posing for pictures this weekend at a restaurant in South Carolina when suddenly the dock beneath their feet caved in, throwing 20 of them into the water below.
First call said 5 to 6 people in the water. Now we're getting calls of 20.
At first, it was just a moment of shock. Like, is this really happening right now? I had my arm around my girlfriend's shoulder. And like I said, the next thing we hear is a giant crack, and the dock collapsed under the weight of all of us.
A nearby boat spotting the wreck, helping pull people from the water. 3 people were taken to the hospital, but everyone is okay. Incidents like these have happened before, like these unforgettable I-dos, a bride and groom plunging in the water while their bridal party was taking photos. And in 2013, at one Miami sports bar, this dock split in two. Rescue crews scrambled to fish out dozens of survivors. So look, experts tell us that the biggest tip, if you're on a wooden dock, just make sure that you're extra watchful if you see a lot of people on it, and just take a glance down, look for any cracks and any missing screws or loose boards, just to make sure. Robin?
Good advice there. Thank you, Gio.
All right, Robin, we're going to shift gears here to the Royals meeting baseball royalty. Take a look, Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan taking in America's pastime there in London, attending a Yankees and Red Sox game at London Stadium. The Yankees gave them a little jersey for baby Archie. So cute. They got a similar gift from the Boston clubhouse, and Meghan got something more. Turns out, this is kind of funny, she and Red Sox star Mookie Betts are long-lost relatives.
Like my great. We're family somehow.
Anyone else want to claim that family?
A lot of greats there. All the greats.
That was
fun, though.
Yeah. We have those pride celebrations all across the globe. Millions taking to the street on Sunday. Take a look. New York hosting the biggest event, World Pride. Hundreds of thousands marched in the parade. Millions more lined the streets to watch the event here, also marking the 50th anniversary of the landmark Stonewall riots, which of course helped launch the modern gay rights movement. And hundreds of thousands turning out from Chicago to Seattle to San Francisco. And there in Paris, 500,000 braving near 100-degree heat to hold their march. And you look at, I found a way to cool off there. But this was one of the coolest moments. Ginger, I don't know if you saw this. That rainbow lighting up the sky over New York City. How appropriate.
Pretty special.
I got chills just again.
So beautiful.
We have a lot of headlines we're following this morning. Team USA getting ready for their semifinal matchup against England after that stunning win against France. World Cup stars Megan Rapinoe and Kelly O'Hara, there they are. They're going to join us before the big game only here on GMA.
Big smiles there. We are also covering the ugly battle brewing between Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber's manager over Taylor's biggest songs. That is ahead. But first, let's head back over to Ginger.
That rainbow was incredibly special and so appropriate for the weekend. You know, speaking of appropriate, I show you pictures all the time of the severe weather to come. It's hard to warn you about lightning, but that is exactly what you're seeing here. This is a picture from Douglas County, Colorado. 8 hikers were struck by lightning. 7 of them were able to walk out alone, but lightning, I'm telling you right now, I've storm chased for 20 years, scares me more than any other part of weather. There's a very stormy week ahead, so please be extra careful when you're out there because you do not want to end up, of course, like that. So along that stationary front today, where will the lightning be? Anywhere from southern Minnesota and Wisconsin back through much of Nebraska. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the select cities, sponsored by Pronamel.
What patients don't realize is what they eat and drink is likely acidic, and then what's happening is the weakening of enamel. Now is the perfect time for a toothpaste like the new Pronamel Repair. This toothpaste takes it to the next level. It takes minerals and it drives it deep into the tooth surface so that we can actively help repair weakened enamel. I do think dentists are going to want to recommend the new Pronamel Repair toothpaste. Such an easy answer, and it will do exactly what their patients need.
Super sunny as we kickstart this new work week. Sunny skies out the door with temperatures in the 60s, mid-70s by 10 o'clock, 79 by lunchtime. Try to take your lunch outdoors. 86, hottest part of the day around 4 o'clock. But again, hot or warm, I should say, and not too terribly humid. Sunny, 84 degrees at 7 o'clock. A great night to maybe dine outside. Sun doesn't go down until 8:37. We're in the upper 70s with clear skies at 10 o'clock. But guys, we are heating up. Our next heat wave starts tomorrow, feeling like 101 on Wednesday.
Holiday week, Monday mood. Yeah, 4-month-old.
Oh, yeah.
Whitney, she's got it.
Living her best life.
Look at her face.
And we have the same name, Whitney. So there you go. That's what I'll be.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
Your she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered?